Welcome along,
That is
weekend
unbelievable.
rounder. Oh my days.
Wow.
We're in for a great show today, guys. Well, what about the North London derby?
I'm not getting rattled.
And we're 3 points off top 4, so it's not looking too bad.
Yeah,
Foden
I'd
88,
say
Saka
that's about
87.
right,
I think that's wrong.
Nice that you put your top on. You want to take it off and get the branding out? Happy birthday!
Make a wish to win the league.
I did.
But how much chance of Arsenal have of winning the Champions League?
0, mate.
If we got through
Can't do it on
PSV, do you think there's any chance?
No,
of we
no.
Hang on, let me finish.
Predictions
2-1 Tottenham.
3-1 Liverpool.
2-0 Wolves.
Chelsea to beat Man United at Old Trafford.
Still
You're
there.
in trouble if we win this game.
You better not lose on Saturday.
We beat the world champions this weekend. That makes you world champion.
We're the world champions, but you're not in a title.
This is why you'll never win the league.
6 billion down the drain.
Robbie celebrating a 1-0 win. Abby, Pilates instead of trophies. You never walk alone.
Catch us every Monday for the weekend roundup.
It's been an interesting one.
Yes, everybody, welcome back to DR Sports. Welcome back to Live at 5. Apologies, we're about 10 minutes late. It's been a couple technical difficulties. We should call them technical difficulties.
I think we'll call them technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties in the opening few minutes. But we're here now, we're ready, and we're live. And we're here going to talking about, obviously, the games last night in the Champions League and the games coming up tomorrow, or tonight, sorry, in the Champions League as well. And we are going to start off with your Spurs, Abby.
Yeah.
Because you had, I would say, a 9 out of 10 evening because of the red card.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can just forget about that. Forget about the red card. It did well in any. If it meant anything, it meant that we were so much better after it. Sorry, we've got a really bad echo going.
Yeah,
on,
we've got a bad delay coming on.
We've
Sorry
got
if you
a
can
really
hear that
bad
or not. We're going
delay.
to sort that out. But regardless, how are you feeling about last night? Because remember, before the game, we were talking about how you're not happy with what's. So this is really making me laugh.
I know, this
I can
echo
hear
is
myself about a
mad.
second behind. But beyond that, but it was, 4 goals? Because you were saying to me, literally just before the game, you were like, I don't know where our goals are coming from.
Yeah.
Clean sheets, cool, your defenders are good. It turns out your goals are still coming from your defenders. Van de Ven, top scorer this season.
I know.
But at the same time, wonder goals.
Well, I mean,
so what can you say?
Messi, Van de Ven, let's be honest. I mean, it was so reminiscent of the goal that Heung-min Son scored against Burnley for the Puskas Award. It was just unbelievable. I mean, to run the length of the pitch is one thing, and then the finish on it was just unbelievable. It is kind of odd that obviously he is our top goal scorer for the season, but if you can't have attacking players that can do the job for you, then I'm all for it. I mean, even Romero tried to do it himself, didn't he, as well? And ended up being Polina who finished it off and put it in the back of the net. So, look, it was a really good night, all in all. I think Spurs came out the blocks absolutely flying. It was something that I haven't seen. I know that people are going to say it's only Copenhagen, but I'm not being funny. It's don't really matter who it is that you're playing. It's just I needed to see a performance, and they were hungry for it. They were aggressive. They were dominant. Destiny Udogie kind of took up a bit of an Ange area actually on the pitch, being a lot higher up, being more inverted. He was involved in so much of the attacking play that Tottenham had yesterday. Xavi Simons as well. I think what benefited him last night was having time and space on the ball. He really you found him in those pockets constantly, but obviously in the Premier League you don't get the time and you don't get the space to dilly-dally or have time to think, and I think that's where I said on Monday that it sometimes kind of looks like his feet and his brain aren't working kind of in unison together. Like he's thinking too much before he's making a pass or releasing the ball, or if he's on the wing, he's overthinking it before, and not making the run himself. So last night I was very happy to see him have a really good performance, because that is what we brought him in for, to be able to create, and there were very nice moments and balls that he managed to pick out. But I just need to see that really in the Premier League. Yeah, because look, you can only beat who's in front of you, and that's the draw. Like we had Copenhagen, that's that. I mean, people can say it's only Copenhagen, fine, but like we had to still beat. We could say the same thing. Arsenal had to go to Slavia Prague. Like it is what it is.
And also big runs and good form doesn't often start by beating the big teams.
No.
It starts by having a 4-0 win like this, having
Absolutely.
a game where you're playing against opposition that's maybe not necessarily
Do you know
the
what?
best.
Do you know what as well? Like I think having the game so close to the Chelsea game, like where tensions were very high, and like it's kind of like it was such a bad performance on Saturday that it was kind of like you just needed to play again really, really soon after that, and just kind of have a completely different outlook and completely different performance. And it was good. Like I can't really knock them. Like they had a really good night. Brennan Johnson obviously getting sent off. Is it a little bit harsh? I think a little bit. The red card.
It is one, isn't it? Because it's I understand why, as per the rules, it's been given because his foot's off the ground, his studs are up. But at the same time, his studs are up because he's missed the ball, and then the players then run ahead of him and kind of gone into his studs a bit.
Yeah.
So it's harsh to go, that's like reckless play. It may technically, like in the technical definition, reckless play, but I've seen much harsh challenges go free without a foul before.
I didn't necessarily I thought it was a little bit harsh, but yeah, he opened the scoring for us as well. Nicely taken, nice angle. The keeper was absolutely silly last night. Honestly, the Copenhagen goalkeeper came rushing out twice.
As well in the Arsenal, we'll get on to the Arsenal game as well, but I don't know if you've seen Marino's second goal.
The
goalkeeper just comes up to catch the ball and just doesn't.
Yeah, like some of the level of keeping and whatever in the Champions League has not been good.
It's been very poor.
It's not been good.
Do you think that's because there's more teams in it now, so there's more teams that are of, with all due respect, a lower standard to like the elite Champions League teams?
Quite possibly. Obviously, with this new kind of format, I mean, it's not even really new anymore. We've had a season of it, but you are going to get different teams that wouldn't necessarily always be able to feature in the Champions League. But that is what's nice about the Champions League. Like, we shouldn't be so elitist when it comes to the Champions League and be like, oh, well, you're playing against Copenhagen, or you're playing against Sparta Prague, or you're playing against Bodo Glimt. Like, at the end of the day, they qualify for the Champions League.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about teams that are in the Conference or the Europa League at the moment. We're talking about teams that are in the Champions League, and just because they don't have a pedigree, they still managed to qualify for it. So yeah, it was a good night. Do you want to know something really interesting? Because obviously we've spoken a lot about Spurs' home form over the last few weeks, and about how bad it's been in the league. It's a completely different story when it comes to European football. Spurs are unbeaten in their last 22 games at home. They've only drawn 1, 2, 3, 4 out of those time and won all the others. So it's so weird, the complete parallel, the contrast between the two. That's
really interesting.
On the European stage, they're great. But when it comes to the
It's a thing
league,
that both of our clubs, I
terrible.
think, in the last 12, 18 months have, I'm not going to say suffered from, but it's a pattern in the clubs of almost the European games have felt like handbrakes off a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like last season, when obviously both teams were going towards I'm talking about it from a United perspective here, we're working towards that Europa League final. We'd be losing games left, right and centre in the Premier League. It's why we finished 15th. And then but we go and score 19 goals in 6 games in Europe against teams who you would say are Premier League level teams, like these Real Sociedad's,
Bilbao.
Athletic Bilbao. Who else did we play? Leon. Like as well, you go. These aren't like silly teams that would maybe not make the championship. These are big teams, and we'd slap them 4-0. We'd score 5 goals, 6 goals, 7 goals.
Maybe it's because European teams have a different way of playing. I don't know, but it's complete parallel. Kolo Muani last night again had quite a few chances.
Yeah.
Same with Richarlison. He had one that come off the crossbar. Obviously the penalty. Well done, Stain Scarlett, for winning that pen when he come on. Richarlison again hitting the underside of the crossbar for that too. It was a very nicely taken penalty as well. I thought. It just wasn't his night. Kolo Muani is definitely getting better. I think that the way he does put himself about, he does hold the ball up quite nicely. It's just having that final, just really finishing, to be honest with you. But for this, I think it was the second goal. I mean, the touch on it was absolutely lovely.
I was surprised
and
he didn't
unselfish
bring that
as
down.
well.
I'm surprised he didn't just smack that in.
Yeah,
but then in
thought he would.
hindsight, the fact that he trusted his touch that much,
Yeah,
and then laid it off.
was sublime.
Lovely touch, lovely finish. Again,
Yeah.
horrendous goalkeeping.
Terrible.
Do you see the guy? Literally, the goalkeeper came out, hesitated, came out.
Yeah.
It was honestly reminiscent of Anana. That.
But I just want to see this type of. I would love to obviously see this type of football in the Premier League. I don't think that he's going to go so out and out. But I think now that maybe we will see Destiny and Doggy push higher up now that he's back and he's playing. We could see him come into it because he actually does really well, kind of in that advanced.
Has this changed how you feel about United on the weekend? Because yesterday we were talking about it, and you were feeling a bit manari about United going to Tottenham Stadium.
My and ah on it, Dylan, is just that I didn't know where we were going to score from, but we have got goals from elsewhere. We don't necessarily have to be reliant on those attacking players because you can clearly see that Mickey van der Ven can do it.
Was Van der Ven's obviously scored that goal, which is goal of the season.
Goal of the season.
Easily so far, at least. It's from his own area.
He scored a very similar goal last season, actually, at Old Trafford, if you remember.
It was an assist.
It was an assist.
Yeah, but he ran
the length of the pitch and then passed it to Brennan, who then finished. But yeah, I don't really care where the goals come from, but I think it was just more about seeing Spurs in a more dynamic, exciting, expressive fashion, and that's what we got to see last night. I thought Salah had a really good game too. So there was a lot of positives to take, and it was just a very good comparison to what I saw on Saturday. That things have been taken on board, and yeah, Thomas Frank made a comment saying, if Mickey van der Ven does that, then that's no problem. He can just not shake my hand. Or something similar to that.
To be fair, it was so much was made of like the Van der Ven and I can't remember who was the other player. Yeah, and then ignoring Thomas Frank. But then Thomas Frank came out and went, we talked about it, they apologised, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then bang, suddenly massive performance.
And also, I want them to be frustrated. I want them to be annoyed that they played so badly. I just think, though, fans, Tottenham is one of the highest season ticket prices in Europe, to be honest. And, I just think when fans are paying, the money that they're paying to go and watch Tottenham, and that might be the only game that they get to have per season. They might choose to just go to Arsenal or go to Chelsea because it's expensive. So I just think that, especially after putting in such a dire performance like that, just go over and thank the fans.
Yeah.
Even if you are,
I think, and it's a lesson to learn. Van der Ven's not the world's most experienced defender either. He's growing and learning as a professional.
Yeah, he did have a captain's armband on the other day, so I don't want to make excuse for him. He's been around the game long enough to know.
Yeah, but I mean, in the way of it's probably something he won't do again because he's learned, he understands it. You're playing for a Big Six Premier League club in the Champions League. Act like it a bit, and he acted like it last night.
Yeah,
coming back after all the tours, you saw, remember the Mark Gay thing with Mark Glasner after I think the Chelsea game or something like that where. Mark Glasner was beckoning him over and Mark Gay didn't come over and everyone was being like, oh, is it a fractured relationship? Mark Gay, it just brushed off because he just plays well and no one cares. If you play well, end of the day, then...
That's it.
Whatever, yeah. It's a good thing. But what I do want to ask about is, because I've been knocking on this door a couple of times this season, I'm a United fan, but saying that I reckon Van der Ven's been top 5 centre-backs in the Premier League this season.
Yeah.
Easily. And some of the comments are a bit iffy about that because I got it on the thumbnail, of course. But I reckon I can't name 5 centre-backs that have been better than him this season.
No, and I think as a partnership, lots of people are very quick to say that I'm rubbish here, but Romero and Mickey van der Ven, when fit, have a very good partnership together and really don't concede too many goals. I actually don't have the stat to hand, but I know it is pretty decent. The biggest problem has been that they've both been injured for long periods of time over the last few seasons, so we haven't really got to see that partnership together. A lot of times, I think last season it might have been only 17 games that we actually saw them playing together across. Might have even been the last 2 seasons actually. So it's not been a partnership that's been consistent enough. But Mickey van der Ven is a phenomenal centre back in terms of
he's great,
especially when you put his pace as well. I think we all know that Romero, who I am very critical of at times, and I think my criticism has always been with the lack of maybe heart and desire. I think he's not always shown, and I've questioned his commitment to Tottenham in the sense that I didn't see the same performance level for Tottenham that I did for him with Argentina. But now obviously he's captain. I think this season he's been very good. He didn't go in the summer, decided to stay. And I think everyone thought he would be at Atletico in the summer. And then Mickey van der Ven, when he's fit, he's unbelievable. I was do you know what? When he was running last night and threw on that goal, I thought, oh my God, please don't with the hamstring. Please don't with the hamstring. Because you just don't.
It was so funny to see him popping up there because I can't work out why he was there.
I don't know.
He just
thought
front.
He just shrugged everyone off. He just thought, yeah, I'm going to have a pop.
It's already 3-0. Why not? 65th minute.
No, well, it was 2-0 at that time. We'd just gone down to 10 men.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, it was 2-0.
Yeah, it was 2-0 at that time, but we'd just gone down to 10 men, and he just kind of looked up and he brushed aside everyone. He said, I'm coming through, lads, move.
Yeah, well, it's clearly the marauding runs is something Maguire used to do at Leicester.
Yeah,
which got him that £80 million move to United and in the England squad and everything. It's a good trait to have, but I want to move on again. I don't know if you saw the games, because the Spurs games on at the same time, but Liverpool versus...
I did. I was working last night, so I had the quad.
There you go, yeah. So you get Liverpool versus Real Madrid, and it was a great game.
Yes, it was.
Very, very good game.
It was a very, very good game. And what I would say, from a Liverpool perspective, I thought they were exceptional, really. I thought that they managed to... There was a few chances that Madrid had, but they weren't massively clear cut, in my opinion. I didn't feel that they had masses of opportunities to score Real Madrid, and they really managed to nullify those attacking players in the Mbappes, in the Vinny Juniors. Jude Bellingham, I felt, was pretty anonymous for a lot of that game last night as well, from a Madrid standpoint. And if it wasn't for Courtois, who had the most unbelievable game as well, that could have been an absolute romping by Liverpool last night.
Yeah, kind of in one of the comments, Mohamed's sends through a super chat. Big up, Mohammed. Thank you very much. Says Connor Bradley is now locked up Mbappe and Vini Jr. in back-to-back seasons.
Yeah, he had a very.
I mean, you had a
very
whole.
good game.
There was a whole. I don't know if you remember a few months, but maybe a few months ago or last year at some point, Arda Güler and Soboslai had a bit of a tiff on social media.
I didn't know.
So basically, I think Turkey beat Hungary like 3-0 twice, or like scored 6 goals across 2 games against them, and there was a whole bit of a tiff. And then Soboslai left an Instagram comment about Arda Güler or something like that, and so all the Madrid fans were going, "Oh, look who we're going to be coming up against at right back. Just remembered it's going to be Soboslai. He's going to get blah blah blah." Soboslai ends up not playing a right back.
Yeah.
Connor Bradley bags him up, and Soboslai bags a lovely assist.
Yeah.
Lovely assist, great header by McAllister, who himself is not having the best season.
No.
But is this the kind of result that can... I know I said earlier that it's not necessarily the big games that spur on a good run of form, but is this the kind of result, beating Real Madrid at Anfield, having lost, 6 of your last 8 games or something like that, the kind of result that can get Liverpool back on the front foot and climbing back into a title
100%.
race?
I think that the biggest thing for Liverpool, they've got this rivalry with Real Madrid, right? From years of playing each other. I think they've played each other 8 times in the last 8 seasons or something
Champions
like
League
that.
finals and then
Plus-
transfer dramas.
Yeah, plus you throw the Trent element into that, and obviously that was a very big talking point, kind of circling around this game. But I think with Liverpool, having a result like that at home, at Anfield, having, keeping a clean sheet as well, having a very dominant performance, it just gives them the confidence, because they have been on a run that is very unusual for them. I think the team selection was spot on as well. I think everyone was working very hard. I think defensively everyone worked really hard as a unit as well. And I just think that it's a really good confidence booster. Like, this is kind of the fixture that everyone from a Liverpool perspective has been looking at and eyeing up since it got drawn. And they are haunted a lot. They're haunted a lot when it comes to Real Madrid, and I understand why, because of the history. But yeah, it's a big confidence boost, and obviously they've got City on the weekend, and they've got to try and make up some ground to Arsenal if they're going to be in this title race.
Yeah, because Arsenal they've broken a record now.
I know.
So the stats with Arsenal's record is they have now equalled the record for most games or competitions by a British team or an English team without conceding. So it's Liverpool also have 8, and I believe it's Preston North End, I think, are also the ones with 8. But it's also the first time that Arsenal have kept clean sheets, 8 clean sheets in a row. It's getting a bit crazy, isn't it, now? I know, we say this every time. It's just like, we come on here, I'm a United fan, you're a Spurs fan, and we have to sit here and compliment Arsenal every single week. It's because it's impossible not to.
Yeah.
But Rise had to make 6 saves in 8 games.
Yeah, they just love defending. They love it, and they're
so
good at it.
Yeah,
they're so good at it, and it's one of those things over the years that, like, defending has kind of become it wasn't cool. It was like that wasn't the focus, and I think naturally in like Pep teams, when everyone was trying to be like copy kind of the way that Pep plays,
all the centre backs have to be great with the ball at their feet.
Great with the ball at the feet, and this season obviously we're seeing a real change, and Arsenal were kind of the trendsetters for that last season, where actually defending comes first, because let's be honest, defense do win you titles. It's just
what Sir Alex Ferguson always said.
I think it's also the player profiles as well. Like, all the players that Mikel Arteta has brought in have bought into what Mikel Arteta has been selling over the last few seasons. Like, we know that Arsenal can play lovely, free-flowing, sexy football, but the fact that they are so good defensively, and they like to defend as a whole, as a unit. You see someone like Victor Gokras that also fits the profile of the player that can also help out defensively. You see the wingers tracking back. You see everybody doing their defensive duties. And now with the depth of their squad, if you're not doing that, then you're going to be out of the team. There'll be someone else that is willing to come in and defend to the level that Mikel Arteta demands of Arsenal. They're very, very good. They're very good. And when we have a look and compare it to Chelsea's record, of is it 14 goals that they've got still long-standing?
Yeah,
15 goals, sorry. Arsenal could go and break that. And I think everyone who isn't an Arsenal fan is saying, no, they won't do it. They'll have a blip. There'll be a moment. But honestly, at the moment, it's not even about how do you beat Arsenal. It's actually how do you even score against Arsenal. And I don't even know like where that comes into play, because they suffocate teams so early on. Any type of threat is just nullified. Their press is brilliant. They defend so well. And how they are when they're off the ball is sensational. Like, how they are out of possession when they haven't got the ball is arguably just as good as when they have got the ball. So they are such a force, and I genuinely, as a Spurs fan that works in this building, I have to try and wrap my head around and come to terms with the fact that I don't know who can beat Arsenal. I don't know who can score against Arsenal. I mean, I'm looking at my
It's
team.
gonna be the most ridiculous game. Do you remember a few seasons ago when City were looking really much like they were going to go invincible, and then bang, Watford beat them 3-0. I don't know if you remember
but
this.
I
This was years ago.
I just think
it always happens.
No, that was Liverpool, wasn't it?
No, it was Man
Watford beat
City.
them.
I remember because we're talking like 2019 here.
I thought that was Liverpool. That was the first loss they had.
I'm pretty. Maybe it was. I thought it was Man City when they went on to get like 100 points or something stupid like that. But it was they were going invincible for ages, and then it was like Watford beat for Liverpool or City.
It was Liverpool.
Was it
right?
Liverpool?
It was Liverpool.
All right, that's my bad then.
Yeah, it was
but
Liverpool.
regardless, thank
I
you, Comments, for
remember
correcting
watching
me.
it. I remember watching it, being like, "This is unbelievable." But yeah, look, something crazy could happen, and it is a very long old season, and you know it is crazy to kind of think about and write off any other team. There's going to be so many twists and turns, and something I was talking about last night was they have got so much depth, but if they were to get injuries to someone like a Gabriel or a Declan Rice, would they still be able to function in the same way? Maybe not. Maybe they would be more open in terms of like the set pieces. Can someone else deliver the pinpoint accuracy of every single ball onto Gabriel's head as good as Declan Rice can, or how many goals Gabriel contributes as well, from those set pieces? I know that they do share it out, but Gabriel is such a force in that box. I look at, unless there's like significant injuries to that kind of spine, like when it's crunch time, I don't know, but I don't think City are hitting their best peak yet. We tend to see that naturally with the City team after Christmas. Liverpool obviously haven't been in the best run of form. Again, those players that they're trying to embed into the squad, will we see them be better second half of the season as well? So all Arsenal can do is just keep their heads down and keep doing what they're doing. And yeah.
I think such an underrated part of it is also, obviously, we all compliment David Raya for being, I think we would agree, maybe second best keeper in the league behind Alisson, just in terms of pure goalkeeping abilities. But I do also think his impact on this clean sheet thing, even though he's only made 6 saves, is kind of underrated. Because as a United fan, like Ronnie Dodge sends in a super chat, reason Spurs beat us 4 times last season was Onana. Now we got Senlemans. It was 3 times Onana, but then also we had Bayern Deer in the Carabao Cup against you, and you guys just peppered him. Yeah, just corners, free kicks, everything. Get it to Bayern Deer, and then you conceded. I think you scored directly from a corner, I want to say. Son did, I think, in like the final minutes, and that ended up being the winning goal because we then scored a couple at the end. But it's the fact that you can have a goalkeeper like Raya, who every player is so damn confident in anyway. So funny, so with David De Gea, he was so good when we were bad because he had to be switched on every single second of every game. Right, he was like, he had to make 5 saves a game, 6 saves a game. As soon as we switched towards Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and then Erik Ten Hag, which was keep the ball, try and play with the ball at your feet, 55 to 60% possession. David De Gea had less to do, so when he then was called upon randomly in the 78th minute, he was switched off, and so that's why he made so many mistakes. Having a keeper like Raya, who I was comparing to when Ramsdale said that he can't concentrate for 90 minutes. Raya can at any given moment go bang, save the ball, even though he had nothing to do. I mean,
you would hope that that is his job.
That's his job. But having that then helps the defence go. It's fine. We can stay a couple yards further forward to then jump onto every ball.
I think David Raya,
stop the shots happening.
I think David Raya is a very, very, very good goalkeeper. I think the improvement of him when he came in to now has been exceptional as well. I think what Mikel Arteta has done with him. I do think it definitely helps when you have such a brilliant back line in front of you. He is very much protected because they really don't concede many shots on goal anyway. I'm actually really looking forward to the next one. I think it's their next game in the Champions League. They've got Bayern, because Bayern are absolutely flying. I think they're
unbeaten 16 out of 16.
Yeah, unbelievable. And like with their options, with their attacking ability, I'm really interested to see how Arsenal look in that game. I think, is it at the Emirates, that game? Or is
I believe so. Let me double check. Comments can let us know. But I'm pretty sure it's at the Emirates.
I think majority of like people on the continent would currently say that Arsenal are the team to beat, Arsenal are the team to watch, because they're not losing games.
It's the best attack
And
in
this
the world
is-
against the best defense in the
Yeah,
world.
I'm really looking forward to that game. Really looking forward.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, because
Tasty.
especially considering that Bayern have had Arsenal's number for the most part of a decade.
Yeah.
5-1, 5-1, 5-1. I know Arsenal won 2-0, but it's like 2-0 a few seasons ago. Maybe actually that might have been 7 or 8 years ago now. But in general, yeah, Bayern Munich have always been the team that Arsenal keep losing to.
Yeah.
This is what Jack on Monday was saying this. I asked him how's he feeling ahead of that game. Actually, one piece of news that one comments has just said is there's going to be no Luis Diaz for that game.
Yes, he did get sent
He
off.
got
last night.
he got suspended. Yeah, well, he got sent
Yeah.
off. So that's a massive plus for Arsenal.
Oh, well,
Obviously being, but then in the
I
day,
mean, it's okay,
but
they've got-
fine, they've still got Harry Kane. They've still got.
I think Musiala is still
Elise.
injured.
Musiala's only just coming back now, so I
Yeah.
don't know if he'll start. But
Might
either
not
way,
start.
Bayern Munich have a crazy good attack.
Unbelievable.
Arsenal have a crazy good defence.
They have a good
So
game.
it should be very fun. There are some other results as well yesterday which were slightly surprising. Well, speak on the topic of Bayern Munich. They beat PSG 2-1 away from home.
Yeah.
So the Champions League table, if I can get that up right now, is looking obviously Bayern are top. But actually, Bayern and Arsenal are the same, but Bayern have more goals scored. So Arsenal are yet to concede in the Champions League. They scored 11. Both teams have played 4-1-4 with a goal difference of plus 11. But Bayern Munich have scored more goals, so they're ahead in the table.
PSG
and-
haven't fully clicked yet. They've
and-
had a lot of injuries as well.
PSG have, and PSG are third. Inter Milan are also they're fourth on 9, but they've got a game to play. So if Inter Milan, who are they playing tonight? Kara Almaty at home. So Inter Milan could also be one of those teams on 12. But next game week, as you said, talking to Arsenal and about Arsenal looking to head towards the Bayern game.
Next game week's 26th, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, Spurs have got
no,
PSG.
3 weeks' time because of
Spurs have got
international
PSG
break.
as well.
You got PSG.
Yeah, PSG away.
So a couple big games in
Big
North London
games.
sides. But yeah, so just as we were saying, the results last night. So PSG lost at home to Bayern Munich 2-1, despite the fact that Luis Diaz got sent off. Napoli drew with Frankfurt. Atletico Madrid beat USG. Bordeaux lost at home to Monaco. Juventus drew with Sporting. Obviously, Liverpool beat Real Madrid. Olympiacos drew with PSV Eindhoven. And then Spurs beat Copenhagen.
Nice.
But there's also games on tonight.
Go on.
As always, the football never stops, as David Mitchell says.
Football never stops.
Well, see, that's one of my favorite little skits of all time. You know the one I'm talking about, David
No.
Mitchell, where he just says the football never stops.
No, I've never
Yeah,
heard
go
it.
and look at it.
Okay.
It's absolutely fantastic. Obviously, big games tonight. There's Man City playing Dortmund. So it's
Nice
Dortmund, Haaland playing against his former kids at Man City, and I feel like Haaland might end up having to do the sorry celebration at least a couple times.
I would assume so.
Yeah, it's it should be an interesting one. Obviously, I said Inter Milan are playing Kara Almaty, Ajax Galatasaray, Karabag playing Chelsea, Newcastle have Athletic Club in Newcastle.
Yeah, that should be good. I feel like with Newcastle, it's the home games are where I feel like they're really going to count, because it's kind of like they've got the 12th man essentially with the atmosphere. I never forget going to that game that they had against PSG a few years ago, and I still to this day I've never been in a stadium that's had such great atmosphere. And I obviously was neutral. I was there for work, and just being at a game like that. Unbelievable. And now they're starting to, I know they lost at the weekend and shoved me out of final one standing again, but they have been clicking a lot more in recent weeks. I think Anthony Gordon really needs to, he's been all right in the Champions League, he's been going okay, but I feel like it's been terrible.
I think it's like 16 games without a goal, or 18 games without a goal contribution now.
Awful.
Yeah.
In the Prem. So I don't know if these are the kind of the games where he needs to contribute if he's not going to do it in the Prem.
Yeah, Newcastle are a weird team because they've got so many good players, and also so many players that just really aren't stepping up.
Yeah.
But they're also not having the world's worst season.
No, they're
not
not.
having a great season, but they're in the Champions League.
I think when you lose someone like Alexander Isak and the whole saga of
Last
it,
minute as well, yeah.
I mean, they obviously knew it was coming. It had rumbled on for so long, but obviously Johan Wissa hasn't also been fit really and playing.
Well, he's not made his debut for them yet.
No, so he's not
and
been
he could be off
available.
to AFCON.
Yeah,
So
well,
he
yeah.
could end up not making his debut until January.
Alanga hasn't kind of hit the ground running since he's got there. Voltemada has been a good signing, really good signing. Obviously, when you've got your players in like I just mentioned, and Anthony Gordon, who's also not really contributing, and you're looking at other players that probably they wouldn't want to be as reliant on, in maybe like a Jacob Murphy, for example, who's actually always seems to be stepping up for Newcastle. Yeah, I just think they didn't have the best window considering getting into the Champions League. But again, I don't know if that's because of FFP. And I just think when you take Alexander Isak out of that and, it's a lot of goals that you're missing. A very, very good player you are missing. So that will also take time to adjust to. But I think Eddie Howe's a great manager. And I think that it's lovely for them that they've got European nights. They're a massive club. Go and win them at home.
Yeah, I think I love Eddie Howe.
Good manager.
I love his story.
Good manager.
Appointed
He'll
at
be
Bournemouth.
England manager, I reckon, one day.
He'll
be England manager one day.
It's so like one of those like written in the stars things, isn't it? I talk quite a lot about players who are coded for certain clubs. That's a manager coded to become England's manager. Like, because he went from League Two with Bournemouth to League One to Championship to Premier League to keeping them in the Premier League, getting them like they're one of their. But obviously, by the time he left, obviously their highest ever finish in the Premier League. And then going to Newcastle. Initially, everyone was like, "Oh, he's going to be, stable the club for a couple of years, and the Saudi will go in and they'll go swoop up some big manager."
Yeah.
And he's just gone, "No, I'm just going to take them to the Champions League, first trophy in I don't know how many years, 60 something years, wasn't it?
55 years, I think.
Something, 55, 60 years, crazy number of years. And then even now, after losing Isak, Eddie Howe was fantastic throughout the whole thing. I think he conducted himself perfectly, considering all the pressure that was around him and noise that was around him. And then now he's got another job which he did successfully at Bournemouth of after losing a few people, keep the squad together.
Yeah.
But he's still got the same midfield, same defence, goalkeeper.
They had quite a few injuries as well at the start of the season.
They did, yeah.
They had quite a few. So, yeah, I think Newcastle will be fine. They're a good team.
Yeah. Ronnie Dodgers asked me a question saying, Dylan, did you see some of the highlights of United under-21s yesterday? Shea Lacey is ready for his debut. Yeah. I don't know if you know who Shea Lacey is. Don't know if any of the comments you guys know who Shea Lacey is.
No, I don't.
Kid in our academy, mint. Absolutely
Really
mint. He's so built for Ruben Amorim's little 3-4-3 right-sided 10 role. So when AFCON comes around, because I think we're going to be affected by AFCON. I don't know how what your situation is looking like with AFCON. Is it just Sarr?
Kudus.
And Kudus as well. That could be a bit of a miss. But for us, I look at Shea Lacey and I go, we're losing Mbeumo. We're losing Mbeumo and Ahmad, which is our fantastic right-hand side. But this kid, Shea Lacey, if he gets his debut, fantastic player. Yeah.
I mean, it's not ideal to lose Kudus and Sarr, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we're losing Mazouari, Mbeumo and Ahmad. That's our right-hand side.
Do we lose anyone else?
That's literally our right-hand side that we're losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, which team, what other teams are going to be affected by AFCON? It probably are the big six teams. I can't think of other teams who are losing. Obviously, Salah and Egypt. Liverpool losing them, losing Salah. Well, I don't know if any other teams are having that bad of missing players.
Not sure. I need to look into that.
Apparently, Kudus hasn't qualified, according to one comment.
Oh, did they not in the end?
I don't actually know.
Oh, okay.
If anyone can fact check that for me, that'd be fantastic.
It'd be great if he's not.
Yeah. Chelsea going away from home against Qarabag. Yeah. Chelsea, obviously, they've actually, you wouldn't think it, but they've won 4 of their last 5.
Yeah,
Chelsea
have.
They actually aren't on the world's worst form, obviously beating you, but obviously they beat.
No, they're not on bad form. Chelsea.
They're not on bad form.
It's just the Sunderland one.
It's the red, but it's the Sunderland game, and also the red cards make it feel like it's a lot worse than it really is. From an outside perspective, it's just the red cards and kind of some of the drama going on around Chelsea, and the fact that everyone just puts that £2 billion tag on them and goes, what is this starting 11?
Yeah, but
for a £2 billion team.
They've made changes tonight. I mean, they're away to Qarabag. You would expect that Chelsea would beat Qarabag. This is the type of fixture they would have had last season when they were in the Conference League. So I would have expected Maresca to make significant changes in that squad. I think they're the early kickoff. I think they kick off in a few minutes.
The Chelsea game, you are correct. And just some news for you on you saying that you're playing PSG soon.
Yeah.
So PSG, thank you for the comments for letting us know. PSG have confirmed that Dembele has suffered a calf injury, which will keep him sidelined for several weeks. So could be missing the Spurs game. And also Hakimi has suffered a severe ankle sprain. The injury could keep him sidelined for around 6 to 8 weeks, obviously with AFCON in mind. So you're missing AFCON, definitely missing that PSG Spurs game.
Hakimi came off the pitch last night, obviously after that. After
the challenge.
And was crying. If anyone didn't see that, so look, Spurs have an opportunity here. It can be a remontada for the Super Cup.
Yeah, Ghana should have won that night.
Ghana didn't. Okay, then Kudus.
There you go. So you're keeping Kudus, who's been probably your best attacker this season. Yeah. Actually, this is a question I was going to ask you and I forgot when you were talking about where are the goals coming from.
Yeah.
So you saw Kolo Muani have a solid decent number of chances last night, as well as Richarlison when he was playing up front. Is Dominic Solanke returning probably going to be a big... If you can create the kind of chances like that, if Simmons starts playing better and you've got these things, is Solanke coming back probably then going to be a very big positive impact for you in terms of goals?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm not being funny. There is a very big difference as well between Solanke and Richarlison. Like, I have a massive soft spot for Richarlison, but it's not because he's a good player. It's just because I just think he's got that energy and character about him that I like in a footballer playing for my club. But Solanke is, of course, a much better player, and I think that Solanke's overall game, the way that he holds the ball up, the link-up play, like, that's huge. Of course, I would love to have Kulusevski back as well, but I don't know what he's going to look like when he comes back either. He's been out for so long, and when that's going to be to get match fit. But it'll make a massive difference. Like, I appreciate Kolo Muani again is trying and he's working hard. The same way I appreciate that Richarlison works hard. But I just think having a little bit of extra quality up front, he suffered long injuries last season as well, Solanke. I just would love to have some time where we've got, players that are available and can create and can do something. Bergvall missed the game last night as well with concussion. Kudus missed the game last night as well with a knock. So yeah, it will be really nice to have, and also like a good finisher of the ball, because he did all right last season, Solanke. Like, I think
when he's
people
on
wanted
top
him
form,
to.
he's fantastic.
Yeah, people want him to tear up trees, but like again, you also got to give him the service. And I don't really think we can even kind of go off of last season, because it was just so ridiculous with the amount of injuries that we had and the inconsistency plus Ange Ball on top of it. But I don't know, what I would really love to see on my Christmas wish list is Ivan Toney in Jan.
Ooh, interesting.
I've got a feeling
is that something that's a possibility?
It's been well, whether or not it's a possibility, I don't know, but it's been spoken about. I mean, obviously the relationship between Thomas Frank and Ivan Toney could be utilised there. If Ivan Toney wants to play for England or have a look in of playing for England come the World Cup, he's going to need to come back to Europe. He's going to need to, because he's not getting in that squad, and
That could be a fantastic
no
move
one
for
even
him.
talks about him. So if he could come back here, whether it's a loan until the end of the season, and get his name back in people's mouths, talking about him potentially going to the World Cup if he does a good job for Spurs, that would be massive for Tottenham. Having the options of him and Solanke, great.
Yeah.
Love that. Brilliant. That's what I want. That's what I want to see, because I'm pretty sure we'll try and move Richarlison on in Jan. I think we've been trying to do that for quite some time. But I think
how much would you want from him? Like, for him?
don't care.
Like, just whatever.
Well, I mean, you're never
whatever
gonna recoup the 60 odd million.
Oh yeah,
that Spurs
no
paid for
way,
him.
no way.
So I don't know.
When's Richarlison's contract up? Do you know?
Don't know, but I think it could potentially the end of the season. Potentially.
Let's check. 2027.
2027.
So yeah, you'll be in the summer. It's when we say 18 months left on the
18
deal.
months.
You'd
So
want,
they'll really try and
10 mil something.
if you, do you know what? If you can get
5, 10
something,
million.
this is some of the problems for Spurs. Like, we tend to get lumbered with players that we've bought because no one else wants them. We've paid over the odds for a lot of them. Same with you.
Preaching to the choir here.
Like, we just can't ship him, and like I think the history has been where Daniel Levy doesn't want to take a cut on what's been paid for them. I think this board might be a bit different, because they're going to need to get rid of someone like Deadwood, because there's a lot of players in that squad that just are really not good enough. But yeah, if we could pull Ivan Toney to come to Tottenham, that would be sensational.
That'd be a very good move for you.
For the second half of the season, that'd be great.
Just goals, and also that brings other players into play, doesn't
Also,
it? You
it's
get
a
it to him, he can stick it and then hand
Also,
it
it's
out.
a really attractive prospect, but hopefully
For
Spurs
him.
for him, yeah. I mean, an opportunity to get yourself back in the England conversation.
Back in the
'Cause at the
Premier
moment,
League.
we're saying that, and fair point, that Danny Welbeck should probably be the next choice for, even over a Solanke, over a Watkins, because he's currently being the best performer aside of Kane. It's a great opportunity for him, because potentially he'll most likely play in Champions League as well, big stage, and why not?
No, I mean, yeah,
It'd be a bit of a
it'd be
no-brainer.
a great move for him, just in
No-brainer.
terms, because he's also a fun character to have. I wouldn't mind, just for the sake of the culture of the Premier League. He's a very, very kind of controversial guy,
Yeah.
but in a good way, and be outspoken. Christopher ZY says stars are lining for Arsenal, but their fans still think there's an agenda against them. Wild.
I don't know what agenda is against Arsenal at the
I
minute.
don't think there is an agenda against Arsenal.
Do you know what I found? Okay, so obviously the last few things that have been on my Instagram have been me being very kind about Arsenal, very praiseworthy of Arsenal, and rightly so. Like, I'm not doing the bandmine energy anymore. Like, obviously I want you to eventually slip up, but like, I've got to face cold hard facts, and I will praise you
when you need praising. And it's still not good enough for you Arsenal fans. You're on my back if I'm nasty to you. You're on my back and you say it's not genuine if I'm being nice. Like, I can't criticise Arsenal at the moment. They're playing very well. There's no agenda.
It's almost as if you're not an Arsenal fan.
It's almost as if I'm not.
Crazy.
It's crazy. Do you know how hard it is for a Spurs fan or any other fan, actually, really, especially when you work here, to be so nice about Arsenal? It's very, very difficult.
So I'm happy there's never any City fans here.
Because last time I checked, no Arsenal fan was ever nice about Tottenham.
No. Oh, there's a chance every game. I say sometimes to wind up my Arsenal friends that they're not Arsenal fans, they're just not Spurs fans.
They're just not.
The number of chants I hear, like we to be fair, we have one chant about Liverpool and City and Leeds, but it's all in one chant.
Yeah.
They got four chants for Spurs or something, don't they? Loads and loads of chants.
Obsessed.
Yeah. Josh Gavin says, I refuse to cater to Arsenal fans. They'll bottle it by Christmas.
Oh, I'd love to see it. I don't think we've got the hope that they're going to bottle it in the next 7 weeks.
I was looking at the Premier League today put out a little graphic of the what the league looked like after 10 games last season versus how the league looked like this season after 10 games.
How did it look?
Arsenal have had the best. Let me get it up on my phone actually quickly. The best swing. So they've got 7 more points this year than they did at this time last year after 10 games. 25 points, which is the same number of points that Liverpool had at this time last year. The team with the next highest positive difference was United. Yeah, so we had 12 points after 10 games.
Was 10
12
still
points.
there at this point?
He had just been sacked. So but I think Ten Hag actually had 10 games.
What did you sack him for? Sounded like he was doing a good job.
I mean, we were 13th. But this season we're 8th on 17 points. But it's just quite interesting that a lot of the teams, the average seems to be so. Spurs also have a 6-point gap after 10 games. Liverpool had a 2-point gap. Man City both times.
Where were Spurs last year?
You were 7th on 16 points. This year you are 6th on 17 points.
Yeah. Well,
so it was around this time where it started going.
Yeah, because this is again where all the injuries started to come into play.
Yeah.
With Spurs last year, and I remember we played Ipswich, and after the Ipswich game, it all just started to fall apart. Because at one point, I think that when we were playing Ipswich, I think we could have gone second at that point or third, and then after that, everyone just got injured, and then from a Tottenham perspective, they just decided that after December they were just giving it up. They were like,
it was as soon as it kind of hit 2 games a week in the Premier League.
They said,
Van der Ven's hamstrings turned into cheese. So did Romero's. Yeah, Pedro Porro playing as a number 10, effectively.
Oh God, it was
rough times. Yeah, and do you want to know another one that's one team that hasn't changed position is Wolves.
They're still rock bottom.
They had 3 points after 10 games last season. They now got 2 points after 10 games.
And they've now sacked the manager that got them out of that situation.
And they almost hired the guy that got them into the situation last year before he pulled out. But it could be Erik Ten Hag. Obviously, they still haven't made a final decision. But Erik Ten Hag, apparently so, according to the reports from the Netherlands, saying that Erik Ten Hag is a little apprehensive about joining Wolves.
Oh my gosh!
I'm like, well, yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I know that he won the FA Cup, right? But I really don't think that a relegation
job isn't what he wants to do right now.
Is what I don't understand where. I mean, I'd love if there's any Wolves fans in the chat, please do let us know if you think that Erik Ten Hag is a good prospect for Wolves, because I don't believe that is the right. I don't think that's the good appointment to get you out of relegation.
No, like Erik.
Did he get sacked from? Where did he get sacked from? Was it Leverkusen?
Was it Leverkusen? Yeah. It was
after literally like 5 games. Or something like that.
Oh, just some news coming out in the last. So this isn't official yet, but this is from a guy called Foot Sheriff, who's very good for knowing who the player of the months are going to be and everything.
Is it going to be Ruben Amorim?
Player of the month.
Manager of the month.
No, player of the month. The bald man himself. It's Brian Mbumo.
Nice.
Apparently. So so it's not official yet, but reports coming out saying that Brian Mbumo is the player of the month in the Premier League for October, which I'm so happy with. But I've actually I've not felt so safe with a signing, like a big money signing, in like probably since Paul Pogba.
Really?
Yeah, because Pogba got a lot of criticism, but at the end of the day, he was fantastic in his first season, one of the best players, and I think his 6 years at United were very underrated overall. Because everyone spent the entire time just kind of going, oh, look at his hair, £100 million, Graham Souness, blah, 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 blah. But Mbumo, I think of all the other players that we signed for over 50 to 55 million. You've got Di Maria, Mount, Lukaku, Anthony. Who else is there? I'm sure the chat can give me a load more names. Hoyland, there you go. Thank you, production. But there's just but with Mbumo, I watch him and I'm like, he's got it's like 10, 11 games into his United career, 5 goals, 1 assist. All of them have been like opening goals, winning goals, opening assists. All of it. So 5 goals, 2 assists. Like he assisted for the goal we scored against Fulham, although that didn't count assist because technically an own goal. That was the only goal of that game. That's the opening goal of that game. Same with against Sunderland. 2 goals against Brighton to win the game. Obviously his goals were the winning goals because it was 4-2. Goal to put us ahead against Burnley. Opening goal inside a minute or inside 2 minutes against Liverpool. Yeah, I think I said this when me and Jack and Alex were here. I went, we were grading signings. I said A, and they went, what do you mean A? Player of the month. October player of the month. Like there's nothing else I can really say.
Look, I think Brian Mbeumo was a very, very good signing, but there's no secret. Loads of clubs wanted him. Obviously, he's been one of the brightest sparks that Manchester United have had this season, and I think it's really sweet to see how the mighty have fallen in the sense that you're so excited about potentially a player getting player of the month. It's
more that I feel not indicated.
Oh no, you should do. I mean, I don't,
vindicated.
I don't know why anyone would say that's not an A signing. I think that's a great signing.
I put a clip up of it and they were going C level, B minus at best.
Crazy statement. Mbeumo and someone like Mateus Cunha, they were so highly rated. They could have walked into loads of Premier League teams.
Hey, Mikel Arteta wanted Cunha for 2 summers on the trot.
Yeah,
there's a reason for that.
I mean, I think I don't know why they would possibly rate them as that. Personally, let me guess. Alex rated everyone an A for Liverpool.
For Liverpool, he conceded. We bullied him into saying that Isak was an E.
An E?
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Because we filmed this just after he got injured. I think when he first initially got injured and we looked and we just went, why have you? Because we said Ekitike was an A.
Yeah.
And then therefore that Isak was then an E.
Isak has been E. No, he's a really good player. He's a very good player that fits well into Manchester United. And I think also the business that you did, it kind of also meant that just in case that it didn't work out with Ruben Amorim, there are players that can fit into other systems.
That's what Amorim himself has been saying. He's been going because he's very candid. That's a good thing and
which
a bad thing. Which you've not always done, by the way. You've sometimes been manager were coy.
You've kind of...
Eric Ten Hag was. He just lied all the time. You've
also bought players that fit a particular manager sometimes, and obviously when they're not there, then you see kind of the deadwood that you're left with too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think Mbeumo and Cunha was no-brainer.
They're players that if let's say Amorim gets sacked in 2 months' time, because I don't think it's happening anytime soon. No. Let's say he gets sacked in January or something, and Michael Carrick comes in. Really easily, you can then, just as an interim manager or something, you can then just change the 3-4-3, run a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
You got Cunha as probably one of the 8s, Casemiro as a defensive midfielder, and Mbumo on the right, or Cunha on the left again. You got a striker, Šeško up top.
He seems like he's a man with 9 lives every time he's on the brink.
What, Amorim?
Yeah,
it's so funny, isn't it? It's been about a year and a bit now.
I reckon if you would have said at the first international break, do you think he would be there by the 3rd?
I'd have said no way. But at the same time, if you had said to me, first international break, right, your next 7 games are 5 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
We've got Liverpool away, we've got City at home, we've got Chelsea at home, we've got Brentford away, we've got Brighton at home. I think he deserves to stay for the minute.
100%.
But I still just don't think it's going. This is my thing with Amorim. I've said the entire time is that it's not that I don't want him to succeed. It's just that I don't think he will.
All you can do is just take the next game that's in front of you.
Yeah, which is who have we got next? Oh wait, yeah, Spurs away.
Oh yeah,
which could
Red Devil also just commented just before I think we have to go, but he said, "Would Abby take Manchester United winning the league over Arsenal?" I would take anyone.
Please,
I'd take Chelsea winning the league over Arsenal.
And
I hate Chelsea.
Obviously, I know why your situation is. For me, if I had to pick one of the 3, it'd be Arsenal this season. Just because I don't want to see Liverpool win it.
I don't really think you care that much about City.
I don't.
I genuinely don't believe United fans care that much about City. I really don't.
I care more about Liverpool.
Yeah.
Is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
We do care about City, love being City every season, but also we've never really been in direct competition with them for things.
No.
It's like when they've been good, it's when we've been terrible.
Yeah.
When we've been great, it's when they've been terrible. Whereas like with Liverpool, it's been a little more like at least
Also 'cause
back
of the
in history,
records.
blow for blow and
Because of the
everything. Yeah.
records.
Yeah, but City aren't anywhere close to 20 times. If they get close to 20 times, then maybe care a bit more, because obviously Liverpool and United both won 20. But sorry guys for the slightly shorter show today, 10-minute start delay. We had some technical difficulties here at DR Sports HQ, but we made it. 50 minutes of a show. Really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for getting involved with your super chats, your likes, and everything. And obviously, I am here every Friday from 5 p.m. I promise, 5 p.m. tomorrow. Well, I touch wood. We'll start. Thursday, obviously straight after the weekend roundup, which is at 12:30 tomorrow, and plenty other shows coming up on DR Sports in the next couple of days. But I am also live for you United fans at 1 p.m. on United View for What the Devil podcast, and it'll be me and Alice Talks Footy back on to talk about United. Obviously, a whole 45 minutes without talking about United. But regardless, thank you guys. Get my breath for a second. Thank you guys so much for watching. Abby, thank you for coming on as always.
See you
Pleasure.
tomorrow, guys.
And I will see you guys tomorrow at 5.
Welcome along,
That is
weekend
unbelievable.
roundup. Oh my days.
Wow.
We're in for a great show today, guys. Well, what about the North London derby?
I'm not getting rattled.
And we're 3 points off top 4, so it's not looking too bad.
Yeah,
Foden
quite
88,
right. I'd say
Saka
that's about
87.
right,
I think that's wrong.
Nice that you put your top on. You want to take it off and get the branding out? Happy birthday!
Make a wish to win the league.
I did.
How much chance of Arsenal have of winning the Champions League?
0, mate.
If we got through
don't know.
PSV, do you think there's any chance?
No,
that we
no,
know?
no.
Hang on, let me finish.
Predictions:
2-1 Tottenham.
3-1 Liverpool.
2-0 Wolves.
Chelsea to beat Man United at Old Trafford.
Still
You're
there.
in trouble if we win this game.
You better not lose on Saturday.
We beat the world champions this weekend. That makes you world champion.
We're the world champions, but you're not in a title race.
This is why you'll never win the league.
6 million down the drain.
Robbie celebrating a 1-0 win. Abby Pilates instead of trophies. You never walk alone.
Catch us every Monday for the weekend roundup.